After the last video, you might have asked yourself a very important question. If the next 12 weeks could move one area of my life, what should I focus on? And this is where many people get stuck because when you start thinking about your life, there are so many areas that could use your attention: your health, your work or business, your finances, your relationships, your home, your personal goals and dreams. Everything seems important. And when everything seems important, choosing a focus can feel surprisingly difficult. If you're new here, my name is Sara, and I'm a clarity and growth coach, and I mentor midlife women who are starting businesses or side hustles, and I help them create a 12-week plan to achieve their goals. So, one of the reasons choosing a focus feels hard, it's because we've been taught to think about life in terms of balance. We imagine that every area of life should progress at the same time, make the same exact progression at the same time. But real life rarely works that way. Growth usually happens more in seasons, if you will. So sometimes your focus is on your career. Sometimes the focus is going to be on health. Sometimes your focus is rebuilding something in your personal life. Trying to move everything forward at the same time is one of the fastest ways to feel scattered. And this is why one of the core ideas in the Life Mastery 12-week method is very simple. Each 12-week season has one primary focus. That doesn't mean the rest of your life, stops or is on hold. You still go to work, you still take care of your family, you still live your life. But there is one area where you intentionally direct more attention and energy. And that focus creates momentum. Yes. So, a simple way to choose your focus is to look at your four major areas of life: your health, your work or business, your finances, and your personal life. Sometimes one of these areas is clearly asking for attention. Maybe your health has been neglected. Maybe it's your work, or if you're starting a business and it feels it needs more of your time. Maybe it's your finances. They need to get organized so that you can um, better live the best of your other parts of your life. Or maybe it's just your personal life that needs space and care. The goal is not to fix everything. The goal is to choose the area where progress would make the biggest difference right now. So here's a simple exercise you can try. Imagine yourself 3 months from now. The next 12 weeks have passed. One area of your life has clearly improved. You feel proud of the progress you made. Which area would that be? Your health, your work, your finances, your personal life, or anything else that for that matter. So that answer often reveals the focus that matters most for your next season. One of the beautiful things about planning life in 12 weeks is that nothing is permanent. If this season is about improving your health, the next might be about growing your business. If this season is about organizing your finances, the next one might be about creativity or personal growth. Over time, these focused seasons begin to reshape your life in a very natural way. Many people try to reinvent their life all at once, but meaningful change usually happens through a series of focused seasons: 12 weeks of attention, 12 weeks of learning, 12 weeks of progress, and then the next season begins. So, this video is a part of my Life Mastery 12-week reset series where we explore how to bring clarity and momentum back into life by focusing on the next 12 weeks only. In the next video, we're going to talk about something that makes this process much easier: the three priorities rule. That has all to do with your next 12-week season, because once you choose your focus, the next step is knowing exactly what deserves your attention. And so I have a question for you, and I'd love for you to answer it in the comments. If the next 12 weeks could move one area of your life forward, which area would you choose? And again, it can be anything. I talk about, personal finance, I talk about business or work, health, but it can be a creative project that you really want to start and you just don't have the time because you are feeling scattered, because you are trying to give the same amount of attention to everything at the same time. And when you focus on everything, you focus on nothing. It's the same principle. When we are too into one thing, the others are going to be a little bit, we're going to feel like we left them behind, which is not true, because I truly believe that when we are taking care of one area of our life, all the others start to find their place, if you will. So, for example, if you have small kids, you're not going to neglect them, right? You're going to take care of them and you're going to make sure that their needs are met. And that doesn't mean that you don't work. That doesn't mean that you're still not working on your goals. It just means that for this season of your life, this is what's happening. And you are in control and you need to feel in control. And you also need to know that when you divide your year in four, it's easier because you don't have that overwhelm of thinking long term. Even if you have a big goal that you want to achieve and it's going to take like 2 or 3 years, thinking in 2 or 3 years is too long. We lose focus. Even a year, it's too long. I know that when I made the New Year resolutions, or when I gave myself 12 months to achieve something, in March, I would still tell myself, oh, I still have a long time. The year only ends in December, so I have a long time. I can afford to put it off for a couple more weeks. Suddenly it's October, and guess what? The book's not written because you didn't start writing at the beginning of the year. So when we think in 12 weeks, 90 days, 3 months, everything changes, because it's long that you can see progress, but it's short that you don't lose focus. And that must be the most important thing, most important thought lesson that you get from today. When you focus on everything, you don't really focus on anything. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I'll see you next week for another video. Thank you.